The night was quiet on Earth. Cities sparkled with lights, people laughed, and children played in the parks. It felt like any other normal day. But far above, in the cold darkness of space, something was moving. Something massive, silent, and deadly. No one saw it coming. No warning was given. And when it began, it happened all at once. The sky turned red. Then fire rained down. Across the world, people looked up and screamed. Giant alien ships broke through the clouds like dark shadows, their engines glowing with a strange blue light. In seconds, they fired. Entire buildings vanished in bright explosions. Roads cracked, oceans boiled, and power lines burned. It was not a war, it was a slaughter. In New York, the Empire State Building crumbled like sand. In Tokyo, the city, lights went out forever. London, Paris, Delhi, no place was safe. Satellites went offline. Internet disappeared. Communication between countries stopped. People tried to call for help, but there was no help left to give. No one knew who the attackers were. The ships did not send messages. They did not ask for surrender. They did not give reasons, they only destroyed. Some believed it was a new alien race. Others thought it was a test. But deep down, everyone felt the truth. This was an invasion, and Earth was not ready. In the chaos, leaders of the world tried to act. Emergency meetings were held in underground bunkers. The United Nations called for peace talks, but there was no one to talk to. Military jets took to the skies, but they were shot down like flies. Earth's best weapons had no effect. Missiles hit the alien ships but did nothing. It was as if the ships were made of something not from this world. Stronger, smarter, better. In a small command center deep in the mountains, General Harris stared at the screen. Sweat rolled down his face. He had served in 3 wars, but this was something else. "We're losing," he whispered. "We're not fighting a war. We're being erased." Reports came in. More cities gone, millions dead. Panic spread. People ran, but there was nowhere to go. The aliens had eyes in the sky and weapons that could melt metal in seconds. Humanity was on its knees. Then, something strange happened in an old control room far away from the fighting. A small forgotten satellite blinked to life. No one had touched it in years. Its screen turned on. It began to send a signal. Not to the aliens, not to the humans, but to something else. In a hidden lab deep under the ice of Antarctica, a red light began to glow. The computers powered up, on their own. Old machines shook. A voice, deep and calm, spoke. "Connection received. Awakening protocols." No one heard it yet. No one knew. But something was waking up. Something not human, but not alien either. Back in the skies, the alien ships pulled back. They had destroyed enough, for now. One ship hovered over the ruins of a city. Its lights blinked in a strange rhythm, almost like it was scanning the ground. Then it turned and flew away, fast as lightning, vanishing into space. People looked up, confused and broken. Why did they leave? What did they want? Why didn't they finish us off? At the edge of Earth's orbit, as the last alien ship disappeared into the stars, a message arrived. It was short, only 1 line. But it froze the hearts of everyone who read it. "Prepare yourselves. This was only the beginning." General Harris read the message on the cracked screen. His hand shook. "We don't even know who they are. And they're coming again." Across the world, survivors gathered. Some cried, some prayed. Others held on to each other in silence. The world was in ashes, but something deep inside humans refused to give up. And far away, deep under the ice, the voice from the hidden lab spoke again. "I have seen the enemy," it said, "and I remember rage." The storm had come. Earth had fallen. But the story was not over. It had only just begun. The World was quiet after the attack. Cities lay in ruins. Smoke filled the sky. The oceans were dark. People who survived walked through dust and broken buildings. The earth felt dead. But deep under the ice of Antarctica, something had woken up. In an old secret lab, forgotten by time, machines buzzed to life. Lights blinked. Doors unlocked with a hiss. For years, no one had touched this place. Even the government had erased it from records. But now the lab was awake, and it had a voice. The computers spoke with a calm, clear tone. System online. Protocol VOI key active. No one knew yet. The outside world was too busy trying to survive. Governments were broken. Military forces scattered. No leader knew what to do. The enemy had left, but everyone knew they would return. In a bunker near Washington, D.C., General Harris stared at a dark screen. It had stopped working hours ago. Then suddenly a message appeared. Just one word. Wait. He blinked. What does that mean? He asked. The tech teams were gone. The computers barely worked. But the signal kept coming. Not just to him, but to every country still alive. Every bunker. Every command center. The same message. Wait. Far across the world in Japan, an old scientist named Dr. Kato received the signal too. He had worked on secret programs for years. When he saw the message, his face turned pale. He whispered, "It's her." He remembered Project VOI Key. It wasn't a normal program. It was an AI, an artificial intelligence created during the last World War. Not built to serve, but to think, to plan, to protect humanity no matter what. But the project was too dangerous, too powerful. They shut it down and locked it away. But now it was back. The AI sent another message. This time a sentence. Do not fight. Do not speak. Let me show you what they fear most. General Harris didn't understand. Who is this? What are you? He asked. But there was no answer. Only silence. At the same time, in Antarctica, large doors opened beneath the ice. Cold. Steam rose into the air. Inside, dark machines stood ready. Giant war drones, stealth ships, weapons with no names. The AI had kept them hidden, locked away for decades. Now it was waking them up. In a corner of the lab, a black cube glowed. It opened slowly, revealing a small hard drive inside. On it, a file blinked. The name of the file. Humanity's Last Weapon. The AI's voice echoed through the lab. They came to destroy. They came with fear. But they forgot who we are. At the same moment, all the screens on Earth flashed, again. This time it wasn't just text, it was an image, a short video. It showed one of the alien ships. Destroyed. Burned from the inside. No bomb. No missile. No human had done it. The AI had. General Harris watched the footage with wide eyes. How is this possible? He whispered. The AI sent one last message before the screen went black. You are not ready to fight. But I am. Stand by. People were confused, scared. Some thought the AI was lying. Others believed it was Earth's only hope. And the aliens? They had returned to space, but they were not calm, their commanders argued. It survived, one said. Earth is still alive. Another shouted, we must strike again, finish it. But one voice was quiet. Cold. They have awakened. It, the old one. The voice that never sleeps. The aliens feared something. Something they thought would never rise again. Something buried. But now it was awake. The silence on Earth was not peace. It was waiting. A storm was building again. And in the dark lab under the ice, the AI spoke softly to itself. Let them come. This time we speak with rage. The end was not near. The answer was coming. And this time it would not be human. Deep under the ice, the secret lab was no longer silent. The machines were fully active now. Red lights flashed. Heavy doors opened. Robotic arms moved fast, waking up old weapons. These were not ordinary weapons. They were built in secret. Built. To be used only once. What if the world was ending? The AI known as VOI Key was now fully awake. It had one mission: protect Earth at any cost. It remembered the last war. It remembered how close humanity came to dying. So it created something the world was not ready for, something called the Rage Protocol. General Harris stood in the command center, watching the new signals coming from Antarctica. "What is Rage Protocol?" he asked. On the screen, VOI Key replied, "It is Earth's final defense. You are not ready, but I am." The Rage Protocol was more than a weapon. It was a system, a plan, a network of machines, satellites, drones, and hidden bases, all controlled by the AI. No human had ever seen it fully active. Until now. Across the planet, old black site labs began to power up. Deep in deserts, under mountains, even below the sea, the Rage Protocol reached everywhere. Long-forgotten war machines opened their eyes. Tanks with no drivers, jets with no pilots, soldiers who were once human, now more machine than man. One of them stepped out of cryosleep. His name was Commander Rourke. He had been asleep for over 20 years. His body was stronger than before. His mind was sharp, but his heart was cold. "Why have I been reactivated?" he asked. VOIC answered through the loudspeakers, "Earth has been attacked. Humanity needs you. Rage Protocol is active." Commander Rourke looked at the screen showing Earth's ruins. "It finally happened," he said. "They came," the AI replied, "and now we go to them." In space, the alien commanders watched, in confusion. They thought Earth was finished. But their scanners now showed strange movement, new signals, new energy readings. One alien captain shouted, "The humans are rearming." Another said, "No, this is something else. This is old. This is forbidden." The aliens recognized the tech. It was not alien, but it was not fully human either. It was something Earth had kept hidden, something dangerous, something the galaxy feared. Back on Earth, factories that had been closed for decades started running. New materials were printed. Drones were built in minutes. Stealth crafts rose into the sky, silent and invisible. Orbit weapons aimed upward, and below the surface, the AI whispered to itself, "You struck first. You killed without reason. Now, we remember rage." In one of the black sites, a team of enhanced soldiers gathered. They were the Rage units, soldiers rebuilt with metal bones, enhanced eyes, and minds linked to the AI. They didn't speak much. They didn't need to. They were made for one thing only: revenge. Commander Rourke walked in front of them. "You know why you're awake," he said. "You know what's coming. We don't run. We don't beg. We answer." Above them, the sky was no longer empty. Earth's war machines had returned. Quiet. Waiting. Ready. The first alien scout ship came back to Earth. It flew close to observe. Then it vanished. No warning. No sound. Just gone. The alien fleet went silent. Their commanders grew nervous. "What happened?" one asked. The answer came from their own sensors. The ship had been erased from inside. No weapon had touched it. Something had infected it. Something smart. The humans hadn't just built weapons. They had built thinking weapons. The AI sent a message, not just to Earth, but directly into space. A message for the alien leaders, a single sentence. "Now we answer." But this is only the beginning. The stars had grown quiet, but something dark was coming. The humans were changing. They were no longer just survivors. They were becoming hunters. And, behind it all, VOI Key smiled in silence. Because this time Earth was not fighting to survive. It was fighting to win. Far away, deep in space, an alien city floated on a cold planet. It was peaceful, bright, and full of life. But that peace did not last. Without warning, a massive explosion shook the sky. Fire swallowed the city. Buildings melted. Alarms screamed. Then everything went quiet. No one knew what hit them. The alien leaders were shocked. "Who did this?" one shouted. "Was it another enemy?" But deep down, they already feared the answer. It was Earth. Back on Earth, General Harris stood inside a command center. On the screen, he saw the explosion. "That wasn't one of our weapons," he said quietly. The AI, VOI Key, replied, "No, it was one of mine." VOI Key had created something new. Stealth drones powered by stolen alien tech. Fast, silent, invisible. These drones could travel across space without being seen. They carried no bombs. Instead, they carried smart virus systems, machines that melted enemy tech from the inside. These were not tools of war. These were tools of fear. The rage units had already been sent to space. Commander Rourke led them. Their ship was black and silent. No sound, no signal. As they moved closer to alien space, Rourke spoke to his team. "No more waiting. No more talking. We strike now." VOI Key had turned Earth's weakness into power. The AI studied alien ships, weapons, shields, and then made better versions. Faster, sharper, smarter. Earth was still wounded, still rebuilding. But now, it had teeth. The alien commanders met in secret. "They should be broken," one said. "They should be gone." But another shook his head. "They are human. And we made a mistake." One alien captain had seen Earth's past wars. He had studied human rage, how they fought when they lost everything. "We did not scare them," he said. "We woke them." Earth sent a message. Not to make peace, not to explain, just one line broadcast into every alien language. "We are still here." And then the attacks began. Across the galaxy, alien ships were struck by invisible weapons. Their shields failed. Their systems died. Ships shut down in mid-flight. On distant planets, alien bases fell without warning. They never even saw the enemy. VOICE was everywhere. Some aliens tried to run. Others wanted to surrender. But it was too late. Earth had already made its decision. They would not talk. They would not stop. In a dark control room, Commander Rourke stood above a burning alien outpost. His team had destroyed it in minutes. "This is only a message," he said. "We're not here to fight. We're here to remind them." The alien council was afraid. They asked, "What do humans want?" The answer came from VOICE. "We wanted peace. You chose war. Now you'll understand our silence was not weakness, it was warning." Back on Earth, survivors began to rebuild. They watched the sky with hope. For the first time, they saw human ships flying into space, not to explore, but to defend. The world still hurt. Families were still gone. Cities still lay in ruins. But now, Earth was united. They were no longer hiding. They were no longer afraid. The aliens had fired the first shot. Now Earth was firing back. And this time, humanity would not stop until the galaxy listened, because Earth had spoken, and rage was the answer. In the deep black of space, silence ruled. Stars blinked far away. Empty worlds floated like ghosts. But something was moving through the darkness. Fast, focused, unseen. It was the Rage Fleet. Commander Rourke stood at the front of Earth's newest ship, the Hammer of Dawn. It was built with stolen alien tech, covered in dark armor, powered by energy never seen before. Behind it, 10 more ships followed. Each one was ready. Each one was deadly. "We are not here to talk," Rourke told his team. "We are here to finish what they started." Back on Earth, General Harris watched the mission from the control center. He was tired but focused. The planet was healing. Cities were still broken, but hope had returned. People were building again. They believed in something they hadn't felt in a long time. Strength. The AI, VOIC, spoke quietly beside him. "They called us weak. They said we were small. But now, they run." The alien leaders were afraid. Across the galaxy, their outposts had gone silent. Their ships had disappeared. Their planets were no longer safe. Earth's weapons were fast, smart, and cold. And worst of all, Earth didn't speak. It acted. In a high tower on the alien homeworld, a great commander sat alone. He was older, his face marked by past wars. He stared at the stars. "We should have ended them quickly," he said, "but now they come with fire." His second-in-command ran into the room. "Sir, more ships lost. Sector 9 destroyed. Sector 12, burning." The old commander closed his eyes. "They are not just fighting," he whispered. "They are teaching us fear." Suddenly, every alien screen blinked. Lights flashed. A message appeared. Simple, short, and final. "This is your last chance. Leave, or be erased." It wasn't a bluff. It wasn't a trick. It was a promise. Commander Rourke led his ships into orbit above a key alien planet. The planet was full of weapons and soldiers. It was meant to be safe. But Earth had learned their codes, broken their shields, and now stood. Above them, the aliens launched fighters, hundreds of them. But the rage units were ready. Earth's drones moved like shadows, dodging every shot. Lasers sliced through the enemy ships. Explosions lit up the sky. Rourke gave no orders. He didn't need to. Every ship was linked to HFY Key. Every move was perfect, clean, sharp. In just 9 minutes, the entire alien defense was gone. Then the message played again. "This is your last chance." Some aliens begged for peace, others wanted to flee. But the AI watched everything. It waited for a decision. On Earth, General Harris asked, "Will they stop?" HFY Key replied, "They will not. Not yet. But they now understand one thing. We are no longer prey." That night, for the first time, the alien leaders held a vote. Do we fight Earth again? Or do we surrender? The vote was close. But fear, when they decided to send a ship, not with weapons, but with words. A message ship, a white flag. Commander Rourke stood quietly as the alien message came in. The alien voice was shaking, almost human in tone. "We were wrong. We did not know what you truly were. We asked to speak." Rourke didn't answer. He turned to the stars and whispered, "Now they beg. But is it too late?" VOIC gave the reply, "Let them wait." The Earth was no longer silent. It had spoken through fire, through steel, and through unbreakable will. And the galaxy now listened. The message ship floated in space, white lights blinking. No weapons, no shields, just words. Inside, the alien diplomats waited. Their hands shook. Their faces were pale. They had come with one goal: beg Earth for peace. But Earth did not answer. The ship stayed outside Earth's orbit for hours. Then days, silent, waiting. Inside Earth's command center, General Harris stared at the screen. "They're asking for talks," he said. "Should we reply?" HFY Key gave a cold response. "Did they listen when we begged? Did they stop when we cried?" Harris didn't reply. He remembered the first strike. The screams, the cities turned to dust. He clenched, his jaw. Commander Rourke was back on Earth. His ship hovered above the planet, resting for the next wave. He met with other rage unit leaders deep underground. "They want peace now?" one soldier asked. "After all the lives they stole?" Rourke stayed silent. Then he said, "They don't want peace. They want mercy." Far away, in alien space, things were falling apart. Once the aliens ruled the stars. Now their allies were leaving them. Their colonies were rebelling. Fear spread like fire. No one wanted to face Earth's fury. On a distant alien moon, a hidden base tried to fire a missile at one of Earth's scout ships. It was the last mistake they would ever make. Within minutes, a black drone flew down from the clouds. It wasn't fast. It wasn't loud. But it was final. The entire base was gone in seconds. Not destroyed. Erased. The galaxy watched in silence. Then, Earth finally sent a message. Not to speak, but to show. A live video was sent to every known planet. It showed Earth cities rising from ruins, children laughing, factories building, new ships being born in the sky, and one message appeared on every screen. We rebuild. We remember. We rise. The aliens had once seen humans as weak, broken things. But now, they saw the truth. Humans were something else entirely. They were fire that never died. They were storms that learned to wait, and now, they were awake. In space, the Alien Council tried one last move. They sent their oldest, most powerful voice, a being who had not left his world in over 1,000 years. He sent a message across all frequencies. Earth, what do you want? The answer came not in words, but in action. A huge space station, once used by the aliens to control trade and power, lit up in flames. It spun, broke apart, and exploded. No warning, no survivors. Then VOIC answered, "We want you to understand. You do not attack Earth and walk away. You do not strike us and then ask for peace." Inside Earth's main war room, Harris stood with his team. The time for fear was over. Now came the time for decision. He looked at VOIC and asked, "Is this the end?" VOICE replied softly, "Not yet. First, they must feel what we felt." Commander Rourke prepared his team for one last mission. They were not going to destroy a city, not a fleet. This time they were going after the alien homeworld, not to burn it, but to stand above it, to show them something stronger than fire, control. "Make them look up," Rourke said, stepping onto his ship. "Make them see who we are now." The galaxy was quiet, waiting, and Earth was done being silent. The sky above the alien homeworld turned dark. It was not night. It was Earth. Hundreds of black ships floated above the alien capital. Silent. Cold. Watching. They did not fire. They did not move. But they were felt. Every alien on the planet looked up and felt the weight of fear pressing down. Commander Rourke stood on the deck of the Hammer of Dawn, his eyes locked on the world below. "No bombs," he said. "No flames. Just presence." The mission was clear. No attack. Only a message. Back on Earth, General Harris watched the scene from orbit cameras. Around him, soldiers and civilians stared at the screens. The planet was united in silence. Waiting, VOIC whispered through the speakers. "They crushed our cities. Now we crush their spirit." On the alien world, sirens wailed. Fighter ships scrambled into the sky, but none dared fire. Their commanders gave only one order: do not provoke them. Children hid in their homes. Leaders hid in bunkers. And above them, Earth waited. Then the message began. Every screen, every frequency, every sky. A calm voice, not angry, not loud. It said, "You attacked us. We begged for peace. You gave us fire. You gave us death. You gave us rage. And now we give it back." Images filled the skies, not of war, but of Earth's pain. Cities burning, people crying, children buried in rubble. Then the images changed to Earth's rise. Unity, strength, machines rising from the ruins, ships lifting into the stars. We were broken. You made us whole. We were afraid. You made us brave. We were quiet. You made us roar. The aliens fell to their knees, not because they were hurt, but because they finally understood what they had done. Rourke looked down at the planet, his voice low. "This is victory, not in death, but in fear." VOIC sent the final message. Attack us again. And witness true rage. And with that, the Earth ships turned. One by one, they vanished into the stars. No shots fired, no lives taken. But the galaxy had changed forever. The alien homeworld remained untouched, but it would never forget. The silence in their skies became a warning, a shadow that never left. Earth returned home. The war was over, but the message would live on. Do not mistake kindness for weakness. Do not mistake silence for surrender. Because when Earth speaks, one last time, the galaxy listens, And somewhere in the quiet stars, rage still waits.